All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so today it's part 7 of our lunchtime webinar series called Marketing Your Small Firm. And today's topic will be online marketing, a very hot topic. So, those of you who have joined us before, you know who I am. Chevany Chevas White, entrepreneur, marketer, designer, um, educator, and then the two big jobs. I'm a wife and a mom as well. All right, and that's a photo of me for those of you who don't know what I look like. So we've ventured into this thing called marketing, and our previous sessions we've looked at. So topic 3, we looked at internal operations. How are you? What are you as a manager? We looked at project management on the topic 4, and basically, how do you assign tasks to your staff? How do you organize projects within your organization? And we had recommended Trello, which is a Google app, and it is also free. So you find that small business owners will be able to access that, right? We also looked at external communications. How is it that you speak with your suppliers, your customers, anyone who is outside your organization? And then the last topic we looked at advertising and promotions, which was one of my favorites. That's the one that persons tend to think that marketing is, but as you can see, marketing goes way beyond advertising and promotion. So what we're finding is, back in the day, we used to have some old school way of communicating with our customers. So last time we looked at stuff like using the newspaper, television commercials, radio commercials, various different ways of communicating with our audience. And what we now call that is traditional advertising media. Now we've stepped into a new era, which it has many faces, to be honest. They all fall under online marketing, at least in my opinion. But you have things called, yeah, some people call it digital marketing. Under digital marketing, you'll find persons talking about social media marketing, SEO, search engine optimization marketing, all sorts of different names for it. What you find is the ones that I'm speaking, you have video marketing as well. The ones that I'm speaking look specifically at certain types of technology. So social media marketing looks at the social media networks. Video marketing looks at creating videos to advertise via the internet. We have search engine optimization marketing, which again is looking at the search engine and what key phrases that you use to sell your company or your product. But for me, all of that falls under the banner of online marketing or digital marketing. And it's the same thing that we do, with traditional marketing or traditional advertising and promotions. It's pretty much the same thing that we do online. It's just now it is being done via the internet. So they must know about you to buy from you. That's just very logical. If they don't know you, if they don't know who you are, if they don't know what you're offering, the likelihood is they won't be able to purchase anything from you, right? So basically, you need to go where your customers are. Or, so remember, we would have done up our customer profile before. So you're gonna do that customer profile. Then now, in that customer profile, you're gonna put down, where are they on the internet? What social media networks are they using? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on Tumblr? Are they on Facebook? And so on and so forth. And there are so many places that your customers can be going online. So you need to know, where are they going? Just the same way like what we did with traditional marketing. And so now what we call it is non-traditional marketing. This digital age, this new era, we call it non-traditional marketing. And as I was saying to you before, social media marketing, search engine optimization, video marketing, and there's a lot more. So I started talking to you about that customer profile. You need to put in as much information in that customer profile as possible. Don't think that any information is useless. So again, age range, their income range, where do they live? What level of education do they possess? Where do they hang out? And this is physically, as in the real world, and digitally on the internet. But for these purposes, we will say, where do they hang out on the internet? Who do they seek advice from? This is a very important question. So who are these persons that you're seeking advice from? Could be their pastor, it could be their teacher, it could be their parents, it could be their friends. Who are they seeking advice from? That's a very important question, because then you know who is influencing them. And then what we need to do is to influence those persons to get to your customers, right? What are their goals? As in, what are your customers' goals? What do they want to achieve in life? Do they want to have children? Do they want to own a house? Do they want to drive a car? Do they want to travel overseas? Do they want an education? What level of education do they want? What are their dreams? This is important, because as you are tailoring your product more and more, you're going to find that these questions are going to assist you. At the end of the day, who are these customers that you are trying to reach? So basically, again, what words do they use? This is very important, the words that they use, especially when it comes on to search engine optimization marketing. What you have to do, and that's if you are in web development, and if not, there are some tools that allow you to put in keywords into your web pages. And what you need to do is to use those keywords to describe your web pages, so that when your customers type in those keywords, the words that they use in the search engine, the likelihood is your web page, your product, your company website will pop up on the first page of their search. And that's what you want. So you need to know what words do they use. Okay? Do they have children? What is a day in the life of the customer like? How often do they watch TV? How often do they go on the social media networks? What time of day? You could schedule your posts on Facebook for 8 a.m. in the mornings, but really most of your customers go on Facebook at 12 p.m. That's not helping you, because they won't see it. Most persons don't go through their timeline 4 hours in advance. So you need to know, when do they go on Facebook? When are they on Twitter? When are they on Tumblr? When are they on Pinterest? When are they on Instagram? So that way you can schedule your posts for that time of day, so then it will connect with the customers that you want to connect, right? So basically, you need to know your customers to connect with those customers. Online marketing it's, as I said before, it's just like traditional marketing. The only difference is this one is via the internet versus being in the real life world. So there's one more thing that I want to describe before I finish talking about digital marketing. So as you would have guessed, social media marketing is all about your presence on social media networks. Now, once it's a network, like for instance Twitter and Facebook, that's social media marketing, right? This is something that companies always suffer from, and this is why I always go back to the customer profile. If it is that your customers do not frequent Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest or Tumblr or any of those other social media networks, there is no need for your company, there is no need for your organization to create a social media page if your customers aren't there. This is one of the reasons why your customer profile is so important. Okay, so let me go again. You do not have to create a Facebook page. You do not have to create a Twitter page or an Instagram page or a Pinterest or whatever else that is out there, or the new hot lady that is buzzing. What I recommend is you develop a complete customer profile and then ascertain, are they on Facebook or Twitter and so on and so forth. If they are, then you must create your Facebook and your Twitter and your Instagram and wherever else that your customers are or your potential customers are. If, however, they are not located at these social media networks, there is no need to create those pages. Okay? In the case where you are using your Facebook page as your company website, however, an online presence, then by all means create your Facebook page. Otherwise, there is no need. If your customers aren't there, there is no need to create a Facebook profile or a Twitter page and so on and so forth. Okay? Then I started to hint to you as to what search engine optimization is. And it's pretty much using, so the content that is on your page specifically, so the way in which you describe your company, the way in which you describe your product or your service, the words and the terms that you use on the website itself must be words and terms that your potential customers will use. Now remember, when they use the search engine, they do not know about your company. They don't know about flashyrice.com. They don't know about hotstepper.com. They don't know about nightvisionmedia.com, right? All they know is, hey, I need to buy a pair of shoes in Jamaica. I need to find the what's going on in the social, what event is going on in Kingston. Or I need to find a graphic design firm that is in Kingston, Jamaica. That's all they are looking for when they're typing in the search engine. So you need to put key terms and key phrases within your website so that when they do the search and when they type in the search engine, they will find you on the first page, right? So instead of saying graphic design firm, Kingston, Jamaica, you need to be as detailed as possible so that you can find that person. Graphic design firm, virtual office, online advertising, social media networking, all the key terms that you would expect somebody to be looking for when describing your company. So the likelihood is, New Kingston, Jamaica, or Stanton Terrace, Kingston, Jamaica, Fairway Avenue, Kingston, Jamaica. Be as specific as you can when describing your company on the web page itself. And we have this thing called metadata, which your web administrator will be able to assist you with that, where you can describe your web page using this metadata and put the information inside the metadata, right? So that's search engine optimization marketing. It's a way for persons to find you even though they don't know about your organization or your company at all, right? So they don't have the name of your company. They must be able to type in the search engine some kind of descriptor and still find you on the first page. And in video marketing, this is one that is becoming more and more popular. You have a lot of self-help videos, do-it-yourself videos that are popping up on YouTube. And at the end of the day, somebody is advertising a product or a service or themselves, So video marketing is an up and coming way of marketing your organization. Even the large companies, what they're doing, they're placing shortened versions of their commercials on the television and then directing you to YouTube or some kind of website where you can see the extended version of the video, you know. So there are many ways that you can do it, and trust me, just go on YouTube and you see so many different ways that people are using video marketing. So I wanted to talk to you further about the virtual office, and we have a package called the advertiser. That's the package number 2. It's $405 per month, and you're getting a whole lot with this package. Uh, so you get a flyer design, business card design, letterhead design. We can create a video for you so you can advertise that video. You get a custom website, domain name, logo design, all of these things, custom email address, online and email marketing, lots of things that will satisfy a small business or a micro firm, right? And as I was saying to you before, we are web designers, we are web administrators, we are web developers. So that metadata that I was telling you about, you don't have to worry. Once you ask us to develop that website for you, that information will be inputted automatically for you. We would research what the key terms are on your behalf and input that information. So now when persons search generically for or companies that would be in your category, your company's website would land on the first page for the search. I am gonna come back with another webinar talking about networking in September. That's September 21st. We'll be looking at customer retention. How do you, so you've gone out there, you have sought them out, you did up your profile, they have found you, they actually made a purchase or used your service. How do you now keep them with the organization? In October, we're going to take a deeper look at managing your organization, managing your staff. And then finally, is it finally? No, I think we're going to have another one in December. In November, we'll be looking at strategy. And remember, that's what I said to you that marketing is. At the end of the day, marketing is all about strategy. So we're going to start with wrapping up this webinar series in November to talk about strategy. As usual, you can find the resources for this webinar at our YouTube page, and you can also go to slideshare.net/ChevenisWhite if you want a copy of this presentation. As usual, you can ask me questions on Twitter at ChevyNVML or on Facebook. My profile is ChevenisWhite. You can search for either one and you will find me. You can also contact Night Vision Media at mynvml@nightvisionmedia.com. Our website is nvml.co. Facebook, just search for mynvml. Twitter at mynvml, and on LinkedIn you'll find us at Night Vision Media Limited. The virtual office, which I had spoken to you about, is located at 2 Fairway Avenue, Kingston 6. You can email at the nvvo@nightvisionmedia.com. We have both a Lime and digital cell phone if you'd like to contact us. We also have a landline that we use, 906 LOVE, that's 5683. On Facebook, you can search for the NVVO. On Twitter, at the NVVO, and Skype, the NVVO. Alright, so I'm going to close this session. Thank you so much, and I see you for our next webinar.